Hey, shalom. Shalom, Israel. You live with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Priest and Captain Soccer War holding down the class live from Memphis, Tennessee. Give brothers and sisters a chance to get into the class. If you're tuning in, please like and share the class. Let everybody know we live. For the brothers and sisters that are tuning in, man, we do it up live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from Memphis, Tennessee. Since 1969, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge has been teaching so-called blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians the truth according to the Bible. The truth is that so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans descend from the greatest people that have ever walked the face of the earth. The Bible identifies us as the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And in the year 2021, the days and times that we're living in, there's nothing more important than for God's chosen people to find out the truth of who they are, where they come from, and what their purpose is on the earth, man. And it's important. I want brothers and sisters tuning in to understand, man, that we are living in the time of biblical prophecy, man. We are living in the time that the scriptures references when it talks about the last days, when it talks about in that day. You understand? The scriptures talks about, the Most High is beginning to move on the earth. All of the things that the Bible describes concerning that time, we are seeing taking place in the time that we're living in now. And it's very important that we understand that receive it. You understand? And the reason why that's so important is because there are things that are taking place in this society, taking place of all the things that people are suffering and enduring and going through. But those of us who know the Most High, know the truth, understand that all the things that are transpiring across the earth is very necessary in order for the kingdom that we were promised to be ushered in. And so as we continue to see these things happening around the earth, we continue to see, things get more hopeless, and people become more afraid, and times seem to be more dire and more stressful. It's important that we understand what it is that God wants us to have in our minds and how it is that He wants us to perceive all the things that are going on. So that's what we're going to focus on in class tonight. If any brothers and sisters have any questions, man, all you got to do is type them up. Many brothers and sisters in the room have any questions, all you got to do is raise your hand. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get right into the scriptures, all right? The first scripture we're going to go to is, let me see something. Let me get, oh, that's not it. Hold on. Bear with me, y'all. This is Isaiah chapter 11, verse 11, man. It's Isaiah chapter 11, verse 11. All right. Matter of fact, hold on. Yeah, this is it right here. This is the time that we're living in now. It's Isaiah chapter 11, verse 11. And this is why this truth is being taught, it's being spread. It's why brothers and sisters are waking up all across the country, all across the planet, to the understanding, the knowledge, and the truth that God's chosen people are the people in America who they call niggas, people who they call spicks and wetbacks, people who they call illegal aliens, people who they call, drunk Indians, You understand? The people who they shipped off in the reservations, who they stuck in ghettos. You understand? Who they forced to live in barrios. You understand? Hey, shalom, Kenneth, what's going on with you? This is Isaiah chapter 11, verse 11. It says, "And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, what shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea." You understand? Now, understand in Isaiah's time, children of Israel were in captivity. The children of Israel were suffering under different nations. And Isaiah prophesied that the Lord was going to bring us back as a nation. The Lord was going to recover us from those places. Well, this prophecy is manifold, meaning it came to pass after the days of Isaiah when we became a nation again. But it's also going to come to pass again in these last days that we're living in now. Here's how we know. Verse 12. It says, "And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth." This is how we know that this scripture is what the word we use is manifold, or meaning it came to pass more than once. You understand? Isaiah was speaking in the time that he was living in, and for the people in that time, they understood that the Lord was going to recover us. The Lord was going to bring us back. You understand? And we came together as a nation again after the days of Isaiah. We came together and were a people again after the days of Isaiah. You understand? But throughout the process of time, we've fallen into that condition that we were in the days of our day. We've fallen back into the condition that we were in during the days of Isaiah. And reading these words of Isaiah now, we understand that the Most High is also talking about this time, where he's going to recover the remnant of Judah and the outcasts of Israel. Who is that? So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. The Lord is going to call us back from all the four corners where we've been scattered. You understand? Reading on, this is Isaiah 11, verse 13. "The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim." This is talking about peace between so-called blacks and Latinos. An end to the beef. Black and brown uniting and coming together. That's what the Bible is describing. All right? And so it's important that we understand, man, that these are the times that we are living in. When the Most High is beginning to bring us together. The Most High is beginning to raise this nation up. And as we come together, we have got to understand that we only have time and opportunity to love ourselves, to care for one another. The big reason for the destruction of so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians is because of the not only the division that we have amongst ourselves because of the different language barriers and because of the different slave masters and because of the way that our culture and our identity has been hidden from us. You understand? But also, we've been given a philosophy. We've been given not a culture, but we've been given a ideology of loving everybody, of forgiving everyone, of joining together with everybody. When no nation on the planet can be successful without first addressing the needs of its people. You look on the map today, man, the reason why although there's lines on the map, the reason why there's different nations and different governments is because those lines on the map divides one people from another. And the reason for that division is so that this people on this side of the line can tend to their needs and their wants and their ambitions, and the people on that side of the line can do their thing, and we both can be free to do our thing. But blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the only people who have not been allowed to do their own thing. We're the only ones who have been spoon-fed propaganda of loving everybody and accepting everybody. And this is the reason why in these times the Lord wants us to come together and realize that the time for loving everyone else is at an end. Now is the time for us to only love one another, for us to stand with one another. You understand? And there's plenty of scriptures that goes into that. Plenty of scriptures where the Most High talks about only loving us and only caring about us. For time's sake, let me see. There we go. Get Amos chapter 9, verse 9. It's Amos, we actually go to Amos chapter 9, verse 8. You understand? And again, in these times that we're living in with all these things taking place on the earth, we have to understand that the Most High has a vision. The Most High, this is all part of his plan in bringing down these other nations so that we can come together as a people and rise up. So as you see these things taking place on the earth, if you don't know the Most High, and if you aren't understanding this word and living your life according to it, then we are living in very scary times. We are living in a very unsure time. We are living in a time where you look around, everybody got on masks, people dying, people getting sick. All of these, these concerns over the economy and wars in other nations and different countries coming together and taking back power and authority. It's a very scary time. But if you know the Most High and you understand that all these things that are taking place are the things that he foretold us about, then you don't know that all you got to do is play your position and stand on the Lord's side. You understand? But here's Amos chapter 9. We're going to start at verse 8. It says, "Behold, the eyes of the Lord God are upon the sinful kingdom." What is the sinful kingdom? The sinful kingdom is America. Why is the sinful kingdom America? Because America is the place where all of the evil against God is being promoted to everyone else. Understand, this is not the only evil place on the earth, but this is the place where the evil that's done here is promoted and spread to everyone else. There's people over there in China doing evil in China, man. They got slavery in China. You understand? They eating all manner of dogs and frogs and live animals and horrible things they doing. But the Chinese don't shove eating dog down everybody's throat. The Chinese don't, whatever weird, the Chinese got some weird things they do in their culture, but they're not trying to force everybody else to do those weird things. They understand that this weirdness is China's weirdness. East Indians over there, they worship rats. You understand? They worship rats and cows. They drink rat milk. And cows are sacred animals. Come on in. You understand? But they're not over there trying to spread their East Indian culture to everybody else. They live in their East Indian lifestyle. You understand? The Africans got things that they do. You go watch different little documentaries and see Africans, bathing under animal urine and all kinds of things. But guess what? The Africans say that's their culture. They bathe in their little urine and then do their thing. They don't go and try to tell everybody else to bathe in urine. Our oppressor here in this country, in America, you understand, in this Western society, they are the ones that take their evil and promote it to everybody else. Take their evil and try to convince everybody else that this is the way that you should go. That is why the Most High said this is why this is considered to be the sinful kingdom. This is the place where all of the evil is promoted and spread around the earth. The Most High said again, Amos 9 and 8, "Behold, the eyes of the Lord God are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord." So the Most High said he's going to destroy this sinful kingdom, but he's not going to completely destroy the house of Jacob. Who's the house of Jacob? The 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Jacob was a man whose name was changed to Israel, and his 12 sons were known as the sons of Jacob. You understand? The Lord continues further, verse 9. "For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in the sieve." So the Lord said he was going to separate us from the other nations. You understand? What he says, he's going to sift us. A sieve is something that the farmer wanted to, like, they make the kernels for popcorn. Well, if you're going to have corn, like you go get to the store, you get canned corn, right? The way you get canned corn and kernels for popcorn is you put corn in a sieve. Corn goes in a sieve. The sieve knocks off the good kernels and then lets all of the seeds fall through so they can be used for popcorn. Everybody understands? Well, the Lord said he was going to sift us like a seed, meaning we among all these other nations. The Most High said he was going to do something to divide us, to separate us, to make sure he would catch us and all the other nations fall through the crack. And that's the time that we're living in now. We're living in a time where the things that are going on in the earth, it is designed to make everyone afraid. It's designed to have everyone question their belief and question God and question what's real and what's fake. And if you know the Most High, and if you understand these scriptures, then you will know that this is the time where you can prove your faith. This is the time where you can please the Most High. Keep reading. Amos chapter 9, verse 10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. The Lord said all the sinners of his people are going to die. So what does that mean? This sifting that's occurring, this is the righteous being separated from the wicked. This is those who will do the will of the Most High being separated from those who won't. This is those who are not going to be ashamed of serving God and keeping his laws and eating the lawful foods and not celebrating the holidays that the white man gave you and not smoking weed and getting high, being a whore, being a homosexual. You understand? We're in a time where there's people who are ashamed to stand up and say they're against those things. They're ashamed of what their people at their job might say, ashamed of what their friends might do. You understand? Ashamed to offend their children. I know some people, man, who got children who are homosexuals, and they don't want to offend their children, so they just smile and accept it, and it's okay, it's all right. I'm praying for them because they don't want to offend nobody. We're in a time where you're gonna have to offend if you're gonna stand with God. You're gonna have to make people uncomfortable if you're gonna have to stand with God. And the Lord is making it that way because he wants to see who's going to be proven and who's not. Everybody understand? Verse 11 is Amos 9 and 11. In that day I will raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. What is the Most High saying? He's going to raise up rulers. He's going to raise back up the authority of the house of David. Why is the house of David important? Because the last time that we were united as a nation, David was a son of David was the king over us. That was Solomon's day. David fought long and hard to unite the 12 tribes of Israel, to bring us together under one authority. You understand? That's why the Most High always honors David's name, David's reputation. Our King Christ, when he came, Yahushua, when he walked the earth, who the world calls Jesus, he fought to bring the 12 tribes together. He fought to end the division between Ephraim and Judah, to bring together Judah and Israel, to reunite the 12 tribes of Israel. And that is the same spirit that is in the earth today. It is why the ISUPK exists. It is why we go out on the street and teach. It is why we have these classes online. It is why brothers and sisters all across the earth are waking up and understanding the truth of who they are and where they come from. And being equipped with this knowledge and this understanding, the Most High wants us to separate ourselves from the other nations. He wants us to prove that we are indeed holy, that we are the children that he called us to be. Everybody understands? Now, what do we have to have inside of our minds in order to be able to begin to take steps towards being that nation the Lord is sifting us to be? Let me get Amos chapter 5, verse 15. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me get Proverbs chapter 8. It's like Proverbs chapter 8, verse 13. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 13. Matter of fact, we'll come back to that. I'm not going to go there yet. Let's go to Amos 5 and 15. All right. Matter of fact, we'll go to Amos. Matter of fact, let's get Amos chapter 5. There's so much good on this, but I don't want to go into all of it. Let's get Amos chapter 5 and verse 14. All right. Amos chapter 5, verse 14. This is the mindset the Most High wants us to be in these times. This is what he wants us to be thinking about, to be contemplating, to be meditating on. All right. Amos 5:14 says, seek good and not evil. We are living in a time where brothers and sisters have to seek good and not evil. You understand? What does it mean to seek good and not evil? What is the good in this case? Sis. Okay, the laws. You right.
The scripture that I was thinking about was when Moses told them, it's like paraphrasing, like when they say something that you may live, that you and your children may live.
Come. When Moses gave us the law, he said to keep these words and to do them so that your children may live. You understand? The sisters on it. This is what I want brothers and sisters to understand is the reason why the law didn't work before Christ came is because the law contained punishments that made people feel like it was okay to sin, right? So when the Most High says seek the good, it's not seeking the laws. And then, okay, I want us to understand there's a difference between the law and righteousness. The Most High, when he says seek the good, he's talking about righteousness. The law are the instructions. The law are the rules, right? So if the law are the instructions and the law are the rules, what would righteousness be? You got the law, you got the rules, the instructions. That's what was given to us. What would righteousness be? For time's sake, righteousness would be obeying. And there's a difference between I know the law, and I obey the law. You understand? The good is obedience. The good is doing what God said to do. Everybody understand? The evil is disobeying. It's rebelling. And that's what is important for us to understand about the time we're living in. We are living in a time where either you are obeying or you are rebelling. There really isn't any gray area anymore. The world is not allowing it to be a gray area. We talked about this a few weeks ago in class as well. We're living in a time where the world is aggressively fighting against God in a way that it hasn't in many generations. You understand? 40 years ago, there were some people who was gung-ho about doing good and obeying God. You understand? And that being wicked and that being evil. But we living in a time now where you can't even say what's evil anymore.
Right.
What's evil anymore? Only thing that's evil is, you got to be killing people and eating their dead bodies to be called evil in this world. Because homosexuality ain't evil, rape ain't evil no more. Right. Having sex with little kids ain't evil. I mean, they done made it so that you can't speak on anything. So either you're gonna have to accept this evil or you're gonna have to be aggressively, staunchly against it. That's what the good is. The good is being aggressively, staunchly against wickedness. You all the way righteous. And the evil is being disobedient. It's being rebellious. Everybody understands? Amos 5:14, seek good and not evil, that ye may live. And so the Lord, the God of hosts, shall be with you as ye have spoken. Verse 15, hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gates. It may be that the Lord God of hosts will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph. You understand? Like we living in a time where the Most High wants us to establish judgment. We don't want it to be a time anymore where people are unsure what's going on. People are unsure what's happening on the earth. We live in a time where the Most High wants us to make sure that people know God did that, man. These horrible things that's happening, these people that's dying, this unsurety that's in the earth right now, everybody afraid and don't know what to do next. That's God that's doing that. The white man want to give the credit to coronavirus. He want to give the credit to a failing economy. He want to give the credit to all these things without acknowledging God. The conspiracy theorists, they want to give the white man all the credit. See, man, it's the vaccine, man. It's the vaccine. They created it in the lab, man. It was a lab in China. It got loose, man. Some people saying it's fake. It's fake, man. You don't even know it don't even exist. Ain't no coronavirus, man. Listen. You listen to some of this stuff that people are saying, and it'll make your head spin. I'll give y'all a little piece of it. Right now, there's a Delta variant that's going around, right? Delta variant getting everybody sick. Esau can't even test for no Delta variant. You get a coronavirus test, they can't tell you what kind of coronavirus you got. They can't tell you if you got coronavirus A, B, C, or Delta. They don't know. Come on with it, sis.
So how do they know it's called Delta?
That's I don't know the science on that.
Oh, shit.
But the science the science community is like, you can't test to know if you got the Delta variant. They know it's a Delta variant going around and people getting sick, but listen, there's people that's getting sick. We in Memphis, Tennessee, right? How long has the air in Memphis been bad? Forever. How many years the air is horrible down here. Meaning, people, you in Memphis, you ain't got no sinus. In Memphis, depending on what time of year it is, you got about 3 senses. You can see, you can hear, and you maybe can feel, but tasting and smelling is done for. You sniffling, coughing, hacking, sneezing, blowing your nose. That's just living down here. How many people died last year? I mean, how many people died 2 years ago from sinus infections? Do we even know? And how many people died? How many people were hospitalized 2 years ago with sinus infections versus who was hospitalized this year? Could be the same amount of people in the hospital. But because there's coronavirus out, everybody, oh my God, the hospitals is packed. When I first came down here, I could not breathe when I first moved down here because the air is that bad. I was sick as hell. I don't know what it is down here, but the air is horrible. I'm talking about sinuses, horrible. But it's coronavirus. You understand what I'm saying? Now, listen, that's why the Lord is doing it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who's doing what. I know I've been sick twice. I ain't got no test. I don't know if I had the coronavirus. I know my smell for sure left. I couldn't smell it at all. You understand? Couldn't taste at all. It came back. It's coming back a little bit. I know it's the Lord that's doing it. Everybody understands. Why is the Lord doing it? Because the Lord wants recognition. The Lord wants the earth to know I can do whatever. Come take your smell away. Take your taste away. You understand? I could, ruin your lungs, make it so you can't breathe. I can do whatever I want. But our oppressor does not want you to acknowledge that it is God that is doing it. Because if we acknowledge that it's God that's doing it, then what is the next thing that's going to be on people's minds? How do we get God to stop doing it? Yeah. And the answer to that question is rebellion against your oppressor. If God is behind all the horrible things happening in the earth, and the answer to stop all these horrible things is to obey God, then obeying God means you no longer obey your oppressor. And no longer obeying your oppressor means he doesn't have any authority over you. He doesn't have any power over you. And your oppressor not having any power or authority over you means he can't make any money off of you. He can't use you. He can't abuse you. He can't take advantage of you. So they'll never let it be known God is doing it. They hate the words coming out of my mouth. They hate that people are hearing God is the one that brought the coronavirus. God is the one that's making people sick. God is the reason why people are dying right now. And if you want to stop it, obey God. If you don't want to be one of the people, then obey God. And the more people that obey God, the less people that are being controlled and manipulated by the oppressor. Everybody understand? That's why the Lord said, love the good, hate the evil. We're in a time where you have to love being under the protection of the Most High. Love being under the authority of God, because being under his authority, being under his protection is the only way to not be afraid for your life every second of every day. Everything that's on the TV, everything that's on the radio, everything on the news is fear, fear, fear. You understand? Because with you being afraid, they hope that you'll turn to them for protection. Everybody understands? When all we have to do is turn to the Most High, because there's nothing that man can do that the Most High cannot. Everybody understands? So let's drop that. Let me get let's drop that. Let's get Proverbs. Let's get Psalms chapter 97, verse 10. Psalms chapter 97, verse 10. All right. It says, Psalm 97 and 10 says, "For thou, Lord, art high above all the earth. Thou art exalted far above all gods. Ye that love the Lord hate evil. He preserveth the soul of his saints. He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked. Light is sown for the righteous, and gladness for the upright in heart. Rejoice in the Lord, ye righteous, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holiness." Everybody understands? Going back up to verse 9. You understand what verse 9? The Most High is high above the earth. Thou art exalted far above all gods. You understand? If you somebody that right now we in a time where the worship of things has been sort of blurred. Our oppressor has done a good job of convincing people that the things they're doing is just part of human nature and has nothing to do with worshiping gods. When everything about our oppressor's culture and his way of life is about worshiping a God. You understand? The drug, the drugs that they give you to get you high, the weed, you understand, the Molly and the heroin, all of those drugs, those associated with the worship of gods. You understand? Even right now, there's this, we know about the materialism. We know about the worshiping of things and the worshiping of money. You understand? And the worshiping of, fame and people, wanting to make you a god. We know about those things, but there's things that we little known about that our oppressor has us worshiping, that these other nations got us worshiping. You understand? And it's those things that the Most High right now is putting himself above. The Most High is putting himself above materialism. If you somebody who was materialistic and your idol was name brand clothes, Most High brought coronavirus to shut the doors on everything so you couldn't go outside and show off your outfits. Right. You understand? And it's very much the way that these things are happening in the earth right now is just so much like how it happened in Egypt. The Most High, all of those plagues that took place in Egypt were direct attacks against Egyptian gods. You understand? The Egyptians worshipped the Nile River like it was the mother goddess, giver of life. The Lord turned it into blood, killed all the fish that was in it. You understand? Them Egyptians, them Africans, they worshipped them cows and farm animals that they had out there. The Most High gave them disease that killed all of the livestock, put them to death. They worshipped the weather that allowed the rain to come down to water their crops and do this and that. But the Most High made hail and lightning storms come down and destroy them. The Most High directly insulted the gods of Egypt while he was plaguing them as a people. He's doing the same thing in the earth today. All of these nations, listen, I watched on the news last week when America was pulling out of Afghanistan. Them people were so worried about what was going to happen to them after the Americans left that you had people at the airport grabbing on and jumping on the plane as the plane was taking off. You had people while the plane was leaving, flying in the air. People were holding on to the plane. And when the plane went up, people was falling out the sky. You understand? Now, where was Allah to catch them? Where was Allah? Allah didn't send one parachute. Allah didn't give them one cushion on the ground. That's the Lord insulting them, their gods. You understand? Coronavirus came and listen, Over there in Mecca, you cannot die and go to Muslim heaven if you don't make a pilgrimage to Mecca and circle the Kaaba stone. You gotta do it. If you're a Muslim, you gotta make it to Mecca, or else you can't go to Muslim heaven. Coronavirus shut down Mecca. Ain't nobody out there circling no Kaaba stone. So what's happening to all the Muslims that's dying and never got a chance to make their pilgrimage? They going to Muslim hell. Why? Because the God of Israel said so. And we have to understand that that's how God is moving. That's what God is doing in this place. And he wants us to see that. He wants us to understand that. And he wants the people who won't serve him, the people who won't obey him, he wants them to understand it too. Everybody understand? He's putting himself above these other gods. He's putting himself above all the things that people thought were important. And he's trying to get everybody to realize, you ain't going to obey me. These are the consequences. This is the result. Everybody understand? Again, Psalms 97:10. Ye that love the Lord hate evil. That's the only way. If you love the Most High, you would hate evil. Understand this as well. Hatred isn't a feeling. Hatred isn't an emotion. You understand? Hatred is a mindset. Love is a mindset. Love is physical. Love is an action. You understand? Love ain't me telling you I love you. Love is me showing you that I love you. How do you show someone you love them? You deal with them according to the laws of God. You deal with them righteously. You understand? You treat them the way that the Lord said a brother or a sister is supposed to be treated. Everybody understands? Well, guess what? If love is how you treat someone, if love is your action towards somebody, before you can show someone you love them, where does the love begin? The love begins in your mind. The love begins when you saying, no matter what, I'm going to be righteous. No matter what, I'm going to deal with them the way the Lord said to deal with them. Meaning, love starts out as a mindset. You have to have your mindset that I'm going to love the Most High and love my people. You can't be righteous without that mindset. You can't serve the Lord without the mindset that I'm going to love the Lord's people, man, no matter what. I'm going to love my brothers and sisters. You understand? Guess what? Hatred works the same way. You can't hate the evil unless you have a mindset that anything that comes against the righteousness of the Lord is evil. Anything that comes against what the Most High said is right, it makes me sick. It disgusts me. You understand? You can't be impartial to weed smoke. You can't be like, oh, well, hey, man, it's just a little weed. No, you gotta say, man, weed is disgusting, man. Weed is weak. Weed is, weed rules over you. I can't be no drug addict, man. I can't let nothing rule over me. Only the Lord rules over me. Only the Most High got control. I only submit myself to the Most High. That'll make you hate that'll make you hate drugs. You understand? If you're a brother that's righteous and you love the Lord and you want to see your sisters, you understand, to be daughters of Zion, and you don't want to deal with no sister unrighteously, then guess what? You can't treat no sister like a hoe, man. You got to say, man, this is my sister, man. I wouldn't want somebody having sex with my sister and throwing her away. So guess what? I'm going to hate the idea. I'm going to hate men. I'm going to hate the actions of brothers that do that. I'm going to hate the mindset that a brother has that he a player, he a pimp, he can go out here and have sex with a woman and with no strings attached, with no responsibility. You understand? Having that mindset will do what? It'll stop you from partaking in it, but it'll stop you from being partial to people who do. We're living in a time where you cannot be silent about somebody's sins. You can't just be, somebody who just is okay with what the world is doing and what the world got going on. Everybody understand? The same way the world is aggressively trying to push sin on us, we have got to aggressively push righteousness back. Everybody understand? Reading on Psalms 97:10, the souls of he preserved the souls of his saints. He delivered them out of the hand of the wicked. Everybody understand? We could drop that. Let's get Psalms chapter 34, verse 21. Matter of fact, let's go Psalms 34 and 15. Again, we're talking about loving the good and hating the evil. You understand? The good is righteousness, and the evil is everything that would come against obeying God, all forms of rebellion against God. And we live in a time where full out rebellion is what our oppressor is pushing. And the only way that you're going to be able to combat what the oppressor is pushing is to be full out obedient to the Most High. Everybody understand? And that obedience, you being obedient to the Lord, is just as aggressive as your oppressor promoting homosexuality, promoting drug addiction, promoting an unhealthy lifestyle, promoting poor mental health. You understand? You standing with the Most High and promoting righteousness is what will combat what the oppressor is doing. You don't have to go and you don't have to go and try to convince anybody to be righteous. You just have to be righteous. Your example in your life is enough to affect all the people who you have contact with. While the oppressor got to go on TV, he got to, give you poverty, you make rap videos and make songs about it. The oppressor got to make movies about evil. All you got to do is just be a vessel. Be somebody who's an example to others of what it looks like when you obey the Lord. And that's all the influence the Most High needs. Everybody understand? Psalms chapter 34, verse 15. The eyes of the Most High are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry. The face of the Most High is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. Everybody understand? You righteous, you serve the Lord, he'll hear your cry. And we living in a time where you're going to stand with the Most High. There may be some times where you crying out. There may be some times when you go through things unfairly, unjustly, and you cry out to the Most High. The Most High will hear you. Most High will say, you hanging in there. You fighting. You standing with me. And he'll always be there to deliver the righteous. Everybody understands? But those who are evil and wicked, the evil and wicked are feeling the pressure, man. The people that have dedicated their lives to rebelling against God, they're afraid today. They don't know what's coming next, man. There's all manner of, fear that is in the earth. And it comes from knowing that you're not obeying the Most High. Everybody understand? Verse 17, the righteous cry and the Most High hears and delivers them out of all their troubles. The Most High is nigh to them that are of a broken heart, and save such as be of a contrite spirit. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Most High delivers him out of them all. Everybody understands? Come on with it, sis.
So a cry is like a prayer. It's a prayer, or like actually I'm crying to you.
No, a cry is a prayer. A cry is you calling out to the Most High. A cry is, ain't nothing else I can do, man. I put it in the Lord's hands. Okay. That's a cry. It ain't physically a cry, but it's your spirit knowing only God can help this. Only God can get me through that. You understand? And understand the righteous cry is different from a wicked cry. You understand? The wicked the wicked say the same thing. Oh man, I pray to Jesus. Oh God, how you gonna get me? How you gonna get me through this? How I'm gonna make it out of this one? You understand? But the cry of the righteous and the cry of the wicked are on two different levels. Everybody understands? The cry of the righteous is heard because it is a cry that comes from knowing that this is evil, that this is unjust, that what's happening should not be happening. The cry of the wicked is just things ain't going my way. Please, God, be with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, church has taught us that God is like a good luck charm. God is like a rabbit's foot. You only need God when you want something. That's not how the Creator made us to deal with him. The Most High made us to deal with him on a day-to-day, situation-to-situation, decision-to-decision basis. Every day, all day, your thoughts should be on, is this righteous? What I'm doing, something the Lord would approve of. Is what I'm doing what the Most High would appreciate. What I'm doing, something that is glorifying his name. his reputation? Or am I doing things that go against him? Christians don't think about God that way. You understand what I'm saying? Because they haven't been taught to think about God that way. They've been taught by the oppressor, which is why they think of God as a good luck charm. They think of God as an idol. You understand? People in religion treat God as an idol. Most High is not an idol. He's not somebody who you can fool with your, your demonstrations and your repetitive, prayers and your, hypocrisy. Most High, you can't deal with him that way because he's real and he knows what's on your heart. He knows what's in your mind. You can't fool the Most High. Everybody understand? And I'll get the scripture next that talks about the prayers of the wicked. You understand how they're not like the righteous. All right. But again, Psalms 34 and 18, the Most High is nigh unto them that are of nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and save such as be of a contrite spirit. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Most High delivereth him out of them all. He keep all his bones, not one of them is broken. Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. Everybody understands? Right now, we're in a time where the Most High is drawing the line in the sand. Either you are the righteous, and the Most High is going to deliver you, or you are the wicked, and the Most High is going to make you desolate. And it's going to slay you, you understand? And make you desolate because of how you feel about the righteous. Everybody understands? The Most High, and when it comes to the two choices we have in life, again, people talk about free will. There's no such thing as free will. Free will is you making one or two choices throughout the entirety of your life. Am I going to choose to serve the Lord, or am I going to choose to rebel? Those are the only choices you have, the only options you have. Am I going to obey God, or am I going to rebel against God? That's the black and white of it. You understand? And if you are loving the good and hating the evil, then you are hating the good and loving the evil. You understand? There's a lot of our people right now, they love the evil of this place. That's why as much as we suffer as a people, black people, Hispanic people, Native Indians, as much as we've been through, as much trauma that we've been through, as much, horrible things that we've seen and that we've experienced ourselves, as much death and destruction and thieving and poverty and prostitution and homosexuality and molestation that we've endured, we still love the evil more than God. You understand? Why? Because it's the easy way out. There's brothers and sisters who have been through some horrible things, but they'll choose weed over God. Why? Weed is just $10 and the Dutch from the store. And some snacks when you get done. They'll choose that. Even though that weed only lasts, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, they'll choose that over God. Because why? God, you got to unpack that trauma. You choose God, you got to face the things that have happened to you. You got to forgive the people who harmed you. You got to forgive yourself. Some people, that's just too much, man. I can't go through all of that. It takes a lot of mental, physical, and emotional, energy to deal with your problems. It's a lot easier to just get high. Bills is due, man. My son might be gay. My daughter ain't been talking. She ain't been talking lately. I think something might have happened to her. I don't know what's going on, man. My family falling apart. We just pass the blunt. It's a lot easier to just pass the blunt than it is to go to your daughter and find out why she ain't been being herself lately. Why she ain't talking and being bubbly and happy. What happened, baby girl? What's going on? That's difficult to do. It's hard to talk to your son and say, hey, what's going on, son? What's up with this, man? What's up with these clothes you wearing? Why you dressing like that? Why you talking like that? Who you been around? What's been going on? It's a lot easier to just get high and just say, F it, man. Forget about it. That's what our people been doing. You understand? And it's easy, it's difficult to find a wife. You know what I mean? Be disciplined and find a woman who will fear the Lord and obey God and understand, what it means to be compassionate and humble and submissive and righteous. Hoes giving out vagina for $40. You go buy OnlyFans. I heard they shutting that down. Thank the Most High. You understand? But you used to go buy a vagina on OnlyFans. Why would you, why put in the time to make a relationship work? A relationship is hard work. You got to get to know somebody and know what they thinking and how they feeling, and then, talk to them and work through their problems with them and solve all their issues. And I got to, come to the rescue all the time. It's a lot better if I just had me a effing buddy. You understand? Just have a buddy for sex. Hey, what's going on, girl? Come on over here. And then that's it. That's all we do. Easy to do that. If you are not hating the good, if you are not loving the good, loving righteousness, and hating rebellion, hating wickedness, then you are loving wickedness and you are hating righteousness. There is no gray area. There is no in between. There is no 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Either you are loving righteousness and hating the evil, or you are hating righteousness and loving the evil. Everybody understands? And that's what the Most High is trying to get us to see. All right? Let me go ahead and drop that. Let's get Proverbs 8 and 13. Proverbs 8 and 13. All right. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 13 says, the fear of the Most High is to hate evil. You truly fear the Most High, then guess what? You'll hate evil. But if you're afraid of other things and not the Most High, then guess what? You hate the Most High. You're not afraid. And understand, when the Bible talks about fearing the Most High, that fearing the Most High is respecting his authority. And fearing amongst men, we get this a saying. I remember just being young, growing up, we said, would you rather be feared or respected, right? Would you rather be feared or respected? That's a loaded question, because fearing someone is respecting. You're afraid of somebody, then what do? You ain't gonna cross them. You're not gonna get out of line. You're not gonna step over the bounds. You're gonna be on your P's and Q's. You're gonna be on your best behavior. That's respect. You understand? Fearing the Most High is respecting him. And what is respect to the Most High? Righteousness. But if you are not righteous, then guess what? You're not respecting the Most High. You're not fearing him. Everybody understand? Sin and wickedness to you should be like, man, somebody try to get, convince you to do something evil. It should be, man, God will kill me. God will kill you. You understand? You go back and you reading the book of Genesis or Exodus, when them cats came against Moses. Moses dropped down on his face, dropped down on his knees with his face to the earth. Why? Moses was afraid. Moses knew, man, God will kill y'all niggas for what you just said. Moses was looking around every corner for God to come strike him down, which is why Moses did what he was supposed to do. Moses stayed in line. Moses got us through the wilderness because of that fear of God, because of that respect of the Most High's authority. Everybody understand? We live in a time where people fear and give the more authority to the oppressor than they do to God. You understand? How do you know if you fear the Most High? You hate evil. You understand? Proverbs 8 and 13. Pride and arrogancy and the evil way and the froward mouth do I hate. Everybody understand? Most High said he hates all these things. I'll read on verse 14. Counsel is mine and sound wisdom. I am understanding. I have strength. By me kings reign and princes decree justice. By me princes rule and nobles, even all the judges of the earth. I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. This is God speaking. Riches and honor are with me. Yea, durable riches and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold, yea, than fine gold. I It's like, and my revenue then, choice silver. I lead in the way of righteousness, in the midst of the paths of judgment, that I may cause those that leave me to inherit substance. It's like, cause those that love me to inherit substance. And I will fill their treasuries. The Most High possessed me in the beginning of his way before his work of old. I was set up everlasting from the beginning, or ever the earth was. When there was no depths, I was brought forth. When there were no fountains abounding with water. He's going into something else, you understand? But again, going back to verse 13, the fear of the Most High is to hate evil, pride, and arrogance. Everybody understands? Fear, it's like, understand that pride, arrogancy, and the evil way is all talking about rebellion. It's all talking about going against the Most High. Everybody understand? And that is what the Most High said that we are supposed to hate. Most High, we're living in a time now where we're supposed to see people that are living wickedly and doing evil, and we're supposed to make us sick. It's supposed to make us want to, go to war. And that's what it does for the righteous in this time. It make you want to go to war with all the evil that you're seeing on your TV and on the radio that's being promoted to these kids. Everybody understand? All right, let me go ahead and get First Samuel 15:23. I'm gonna get rebellion is just the sin of witchcraft. I'm also going to get man, hold on. Go ahead. And get rebellion is just the sin of witchcraft, and another one just was on my mind. Man. I can't think of the scripture, man. This was on my mind. We get 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 23. That's what it is. Okay, now this is it right here. This is 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 22. We're gonna start it there. All right. It says, and Samuel said, have the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams. I mean, it's better to obey than it is to sacrifice. You understand? What was the purpose of sacrifices? Again, the purpose of sacrifices was to make up for sin. Well, why is obedience better than sacrifice? Because the sacrifice is you trying to make up for something. Obedience means your record is clean. Yeah. The Lord wanted all of us to live with a clean record. He didn't want us living trying to make it right. He didn't want us living trying to pay back a debt. He wanted us to live free. Everybody understand? The sacrifices was you making payback. I want us to live a life where we would never have to pay back. We would always stay ahead of the curve. We would always dwell in righteousness. Everybody understands? All right. 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Rebellion is just like witchcraft. What is witchcraft? Being a drug dealer. You understand? Also, not only is witchcraft being a drug dealer, but witchcraft is promoting false doctrine, promoting false teachings, promoting things that aren't true according to God. Why? Because people dedicate the same way people dedicate their lives to drugs, people dedicate their lives to what moves them spiritually. You understand? That's why we say Christianity is the worst drug that hit the black community. Why? Because sure, crack cocaine was bad. Crack cocaine was very horrible. But Christianity is what taught us to be selfish. Christianity is what taught us to only care about ourselves. To, only look out for us. You understand? Christianity is why a man sells crack and says, man, I was just trying to feed my daughter. when selling drugs to feed your daughter is refusing to respect the authority that God has to make sure you and your daughter are taken care of. Like, you go sell crack because you disrespect the power of God. If God is almighty and all powerful, surely me and my daughter won't starve if I obey him.
Right.
But I can't be sitting around waiting on some maybe God. I got to go out here and get it. Now you selling crack, destroying your people. Now you're in prison. What you doing in prison? Crying for God. No, that's not how he ain't coming. It's too late now. Like, that's what we talking about here. If you're not fearing the Most High and doing what he's saying to do, then you are disrespecting his authority. You are not honoring him at all. And the Most High, he's going to be honored. Everybody understands? You was going to say something, sis? No sweat. This is the middle of 1 Samuel 15:23. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Most High, he has also rejected thee from being king. Everybody understands? That was specifically to Saul, but it's the time. It goes for those of us now in this time. If you're not going to stand with the Lord, if you're going to be ashamed, you know what I'm saying, of obeying him, then it's going to be a tough road for you in this life. Everybody understands? Let me get hold on. What's the scripture I just called? I said I was going to get after this. Not good at the evil. All right, hold on. All right, hold up. Stay with me. Hold on. This is John 3:20. Everybody saying John 3:20. John chapter 3, verse 20. And it says, for everyone that does evil hates the light. Understand? You can't, there's no gray area. You can't just do a little evil, do a little sin over here, a little sin over there. But I love God, don't know. You understand? For everyone that does evil hates the light, neither comes to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. You understand? The reason why those who are evil don't come to the light, because they don't want to be corrected. There are people brothers and sisters out here right now who purposely avoid having conversations with you because they don't want to hear nothing but that God. They don't want to hear nothing but that Bible, nothing about obeying them laws. Why? Because it's a whole lot easier for them to live their life. It's a whole lot easier for them to do their thing and not do the God thing. Everybody understand? I think the Most High for the ISUPK commanded to your honor, we do the God thing. We do the thing that's difficult to do. We heal from our trauma. We get counseling. We get help. You understand? We love our brothers and sisters. We don't do anything to a brother and sister that we would dread happening to us. And that's what the Lord requires. That's what the Most High desires. That's what he means when he says, love the good and hate the evil. Everybody understand? Verse 21. But he that does truth comes to the light, that his deeds may be manifest, that they are wrought in God. Everybody understand? He that does truth, he that doeth truth, come to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest, that they are wrought on God. Everybody understands? And understand this. You see here, it says that they are people who do the truth. You understand? Verse 21, John 3:21, he that doeth truth cometh to the light. You understand? The truth is another thing that isn't open for interpretation. It isn't somebody's perspective. Everybody understands? The truth is dwelling in the culture of the Most High, dwelling in righteousness, promoting righteousness. You understand? Defending against evil. That is what it means to be, you know what I'm saying, to be a soldier of the Most High, to be righteous. You got to do, you understand, the truth. So like, you got to do the truth. not just talking. Everybody understand?
Okay.
All right, let me see something. Anybody have any questions? Come on with it.
I wanted to break down Romans 8 and 18.
All right.
I don't know if we can do 21, but
Yeah, we can do 1 through 21. Romans chapter 8, verse 18 says, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us." All right. What is that talking about? That whatever you going through now is all right. This is saying whatever horrible thing you go through now will be absolutely worth it when the kingdom comes.
okay.
Meaning the reward far outweighs the difficulty.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. You think you got it bad? You think you're going through something rough? Listen, brother, wait till you come out on the other side. You just don't even know what's right around the corner for you. That's what this is saying. Everybody understands? Verse 19, "For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God." All right. What is that talking about? What is the earnest expectation of the creature?
So I can say,
Come on with it.
is the creature us? Like us? Like,
Okay. The creature is your flesh. The creature is the thing inside of you. That thing that's trying to get you to disobey God. That's the creature. Everybody understand? That's why it's saying whatever sufferings you're having now, it doesn't compare to the glory which shall be revealed in us. Why does the glory have to be revealed in us? Because there's an animal. There's a creature in us. We got to fight that creature, kill that creature. We got to fight our flesh, kill our flesh in order for the righteous man and the righteous woman the Lord called us to be revealed. Everybody understand? All right, verse 19, "For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of hope, who have subjected the same in hope." Everybody. Now, what is that talking about? The creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who has subjected the same in hope. Anybody? Okay. The creature being made subject to vanity is talking about us, someone living a carnal life that has no point. Meaning, you selling drugs to do what? What you chasing? Some money? What you want? Buy some red bottom shoes? You want to pop a bottle in the club? You want to take a trip? That's what you're doing that for? Well, what's the end result of that if you're dead or you're in jail or you lose your soul? What's the point? It means nothing. It's vanity. You understand? We didn't willingly accept that. That's what was taught to us. That's what was pushed on us. That's what was spoon-fed to us. We live in a generation now where all the evil that we're doing, we didn't wake up and choose this life. This is the life that was given to us. This is the understanding that was given to us by our oppressor. These were the options that were made available to us. Sell drugs, rap, bounce a basketball. The oppressor gave us that mentality. You understand what I'm saying? The creature didn't, it was given to us unwillingly, right? Or not willingly. But by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope. You understand? Who subjected the creature? The oppressor. You understand? Now, let me not say that. I might be wrong with that part. But by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope. I'm thinking that's talking about those who promote, not those who promote. It's talking about that's like, I got to get clear on that. I don't even want to say it. All right. But let's go to verse 21. It says, "Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of God. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do this either tomorrow or next Tuesday. But this is definitely a good breakdown, and I believe I got notes on this. But this is definitely Paul talking about overcoming your flesh, overcoming your sin, and fighting against the thing that's fighting against you to rebel. You understand? But it's a lot. It's real wordy, so I'm gonna need the full, clear mind to break it down. All right. You good on that? All right. Any other questions? All right. With that, Salaki, y'all, we're gonna close the class out. Wrap it up. All right. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Like I said, we've been teaching since 1969. The truth according to the Bible, the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Indians, descended from the greatest people that have ever walked the face of the earth. The Bible identifies us as the lost 12 tribes of Israel. We got classes in Memphis, man, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. Central. Brothers and sisters out there tuning in, man, come on and get with us. Shalom to Nakai Yala, man. Shalom to the brother Brian Buford. Shalom to the brother Kenneth out there in Arkansas. Yahweh Shemiel Shabrak Thunder, General Kubalamov, and Officer Nicole. Shalom, Larry Ringo. All right, with that, we're just going to close out the class. We're going to give a salute. Amajim, which means to stand. Men of Israel will give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel will give one courtesy salute. Amajim Shabbat. Amajim Barak. Yahweh Shemiel Shabrak Thunder. The Most High bless you in the name of Yahweh Shah. Yajim Matah, hands down. Sarah turn face the sisters. Get the sisters one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat. Amajim Barak. Yahweh Shema Lathan Ba'Hashim Yahweh Shah. Yajim Matah, hands down. Class dismissed.